Okay, it's Hull Kingston Rovers' game to lose this. 30 points to 6 at half-time they lead, but London will have to improve.
Not only that, they realise they're going to have to score first. The only thing that perhaps would be going through their brains is that Tony Ray would have perhaps said to him, remember, Hull Kingston Rovers were leading Salford a couple of weeks ago, and they came back, but it's going to be a good effort, and no doubt Craig Sandicott, and there's Tony Ray, knows they have to improve, but Craig Sandicott no doubt would have said, listen, we're not throwing this away like we did against Salford. And that means that the kicking game will be superb, especially from Burns and Dobson.
This is Corey Patterson. He steps over the grounded player. He plays the ball, and Dobson is greeted by a heavy challenge from Tommy Lee. Wasn't the best pass for him, I must say. The kick will test Dawn. He picks it up, though. And Dawn is quick. If anyone could maybe spark a revival, this fellow is. Alex Brown was a little high, and he holds his hand up.
More of a grab than a swinging arm, but either way, he's conceded the penalty. He knew he'd finished up onto the jaw of the fullback Luke Dawn. Well, this will give them a good position.
We've seen the second hat-trick of Alex's career here tonight, by the way. First for Batley against York in 2011. And he has a fantastic strike rate. All right, a lot of it was in the lower division, but 62 tries in 122 career games. That isn't a bad return at any level. And he is a big human being to have down the wing. Michael Witt. Dawn gets it away, and that is Michael Channing.
That was good play by David Hodgson.
Good defence.
Yeah, you could see there that he knew exactly Channing was going to receive it. Came in, ball and all tackle.
Gower, ball inside to Bailey. Mickey Payer with the tackle first up, helped out by Graham Horn. And now Gower again will tease them with a little kick into the in-goal area. Eden picks it up. He's got work to do to get out of trouble. He almost does it. Oh, it's a knock-on in goal by Alex Brown. But it was risky. They nearly made a complete and utter porridge of that between them, Eden and Brown.
I cannot believe that, and neither will their coach, Craig Sandicott. You are leading by 30 points to 6, and you run the risk of conceding a try by a silly offload. Well, he knows he's done the wrong thing, and so does the coach. A word in his ear, perhaps, Sean.
Well, they're playing with that much confidence. It wouldn't have surprised you if Greg Eden had offloaded the ball and Alex Brown had run the length of the field and scored a try. That's the sort of confidence that Hull Car are playing with. But when you're 30 points to 6 up, I know it sounds a bit silly, but you can actually afford to do those sort of things. But if that had resulted in a try to the London Broncos, then all of a sudden, again, you're under a bit of pressure.
And who knows what might have happened. That would have given them the little green light. Is it a lesson that Rovers have learned? Another big man driving it forward for London Broncos, Antonio Kafusi. Fisher finds Tommy Lee. Lee, untidy pass. It finds Luke Dawn, though, who changes the direction of the attack. Sargentson just skips out of the way of Salter, gives it to Dixon. Now then, electrifying this young man. Fisher's back in once again. Picks it up at the play of the ball. Finds Gower. Gower then to Witt. Did well to hang on to that. Here's Dawn. And Wellham hacks the ball back with his foot. Eden with work to do once again. Surely he'll hang on this time.
Yep.
And he does.
Drop out.
It was a wild fly hack by Wellham because he'd lost control of the ball, and Tony Ray's men are putting a bit of pressure on here at the start of the second half.
Well, it'll certainly lift the spirits. It wasn't the best offload, was it, by Luke Dawn? Straight into the arms of David Hodgson. He just couldn't take it in. Well, they've got the numbers there, and they'll get the drop out. They'll receive possession. And as Sean McRae has indicated, if London can squeeze over for a try in the next couple of minutes, what will be going through the minds of these Rovers players? Oh no, don't tell me it's going to be another Salford. They know they threw that game away.
Fisher picks up. Here's Kafusi. Payer gets him round the ankles, and Griffin saw to it he wasn't going any further forward. Fisher again, and Gower with a short ball. Good pass too. and it was an opportunity that went begging. Tommy Lee. Lee fires it to Witt. Patterson picked him out. Last tackle here for London. If Hull KR do hang on after all this possession coming at them, they'd be delighted. Dixon goes up for it. Ball has bounced all over the place. And it's a tap on the 20. Well, Sargentson was hunting it.
Yeah, good better approach there, and it was a good kick as well. It put a lot of pressure on the Rovers' defence. Really diffuse it to great effect. Oh, that's good work. A quick play of the ball. You can see that the kick there, they just couldn't get to it, could they?
Do you know, there isn't much difference between that and the incident at the start of the first half when Chris Welham pounces on the ball in the in-goal area. Neither side had been able to deal with the kick, but it was 4 points earlier with that first try for Welham. The Broncos didn't score. They applied a lot of pressure, and Hull Kingston Rovers defended well on their own line. And now, look, they've been able to go 100 metres down to the other end of the field.
The ball goes touching goal, though.
And that's all they have to do. As we mentioned before, Michael Dobson, he's got the brains to be able to say, keep turning this London outfit, keep turning them around, and then with defence like that, that is excellent. That really does lift a side. Demoralises the opposition when you're going backwards.
Liam Colbon struggling, gets to his feet. Bailey nowhere to go, under pressure. Fisher again. Travis Burns had to hang off him. He was standing in an offside position, but they still muscle up in defence just the same with Keil Carlisle. And here goes Mark Bryant. Gets the Broncos over halfway as they reach the 5th tackle. So expect the kick here from either Gower or Witt. It's coming to Gower, and they're running it. Sargentson into open space, but Eden is after it. Oh, and a mistake by Eden, and Alex Brown's offside.
Great opportunity.
Well, surely they're not going to surrender a 24-point lead. Here goes Fisher. Fisher just can't get the ball away. Lovell was offering the opportunity for a slip pass, and now he's in a dummy half. Here is Witt. Changed the direction of the attack, comes back this way. It's been all London at the start of this second half. Fisher again will come left, he'll find Bailey. Here is Dixon, good on his feet. And well tackled in the end by Graham Horn. Fisher once more. Fisher looking for the gap for Gower. He missed it. It went over his shoulder, and Hull Kingston Rovers survive. All that pressure, 7 minutes of it and more. Nothing in terms of reward.
Yeah, they had the opportunity. A little short pass just couldn't be taken in.
And the difference too is that Hull KR, on their current form tonight, would have got points in that situation. In the last 7 minutes, they'd have scored. With that field position, attacking the line, they'd have got some points. And that's the difference, and that's why the scoreline is such.
And not only that, Sean, it was taken out off the ball, but it wasn't incidental, and that is a great kick.
Yes, it is, and it stays and hovers and is picked up 9 metres from his own line by Colbon, who goes to the first tackle of Dobson but can't get away from Hodgson. You know, they really can score tries, Hull KR. 26 tries before tonight. Coming into the weekend, only Wigan had scored more. And what have they run in the first half? They've scored 6. So they can score tries with the best. It's defence, and their defence hasn't been tested until the last 8 minutes or so, and it's going to be tested again here now with Bailey. And Bailey gets it away to Dixon. Brown's after him, and Brown, well, it's a great try from Dixon.
He'll give this.
Well,
he should do, because that was plonked down by Dixon. It all came about by wonderful play by Chris Bailey, and it's just what they needed.
Well, we saw him throwing a bottle down in disgust and frustration in the dressing room at half-time, this young man, Kieran Dixon.
But it's not a bottle he's putting down now, it's a ball. And that...
Oh, he's lost it.
I don't think so. I think the fingertips...
Has he lost it? It came away.
I think the fingertips are there all the way. Slow motion replay should do it. Is there a gap? Watch the fingers. Watch the fingers. That's a try. TRY time. London are back in business. They need a few more of those. Ben Thaler, the video referee tonight, and I'm sure he's going to give the nod on this one.
I'm not so sure there isn't daylight between the ball and the hand at some stage. It's a shame if it is chalked off.
Well, I think the forefinger's been on the ball at all time. The other four little pinkies might have come away, but at least one of them sticks to it. Yep, it's quite clear. It's a try.
You've got to give that as a try, Eddie. You've got to give that as a try.
Even if it's benefit of the doubt, I would agree with you, and it deserves it for the effort. And he's given it. Ben Thaler, Dixon's first 11th try, rather, in 11 Super League games. Kieran Dixon, he's given the Broncos a little bit of hope, and it was finished brilliantly, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. It was good work. Nice little pass there. Bailey goes through. Good support play. He's been on the end of a bit of a trouncing from Alex Brown in the first half. Brown tried to drag him away. It would have been interesting that perhaps if that try had been disallowed, was he dragging the man? And I think you can say yes. This is a wonderful effort. No gap. Ben Thaler agreed with myself.
Great kick from Witt. Well, the nerves will be jangling in the Hull Kingston Rovers camp. He will be saying to himself, Craig Sandercock, please, please, not again. But Tony Ray knows that the opening 10 minutes of this second half has been the best that the Broncos have played.
Well, they've had twice as much ball as Hull KR. That obviously helps, doesn't it? They fired up a little bit by a subpar performance in the first 40 minutes, came out highly motivated, and do have players with Craig Gower and Chris Bailey who can hurt their opponents in the line. They have some threats in attack, and given enough ball and enough time, they've posted the points.
Well, let's go down to Graham Beecroft. We're about 10 minutes into the second half, but what was said in those dressing rooms at half-time, Graham?
Well, what was said by Tony Ray was they just want to get down to basics, get the basics right, complete the sets, simple stuff. Hull Kingston Rovers, Craig Sandercock, more of the same. He wants to keep up the intensity, tighten up the defence a little bit more, and he won't be pleased, therefore, with the start to the second half, Eddie.
No, look at him, his head's in his hand. He knows that his team have been capable of blowing big leads in the past, and he'll be pleading with whoever he's maybe thinking about, don't let it happen again here tonight.
And it's got to be bouncing around in the Rovers' heads as well, Eddie. Oh, this is a dangerous.
Oh, he's knocked on and he's gifted it to Sarginson. And Bailey! Can Bailey get over? Yes, he can. Has he?
He's
Lost
short.
it. Is he short?
I think he's short. Well, it was a right mix-up.
The nerves, for some reason, with Hull KR are jangling away.
They certainly are. Well, the kick really should have been looked after.
Well, they look as though they're all on side this side.
Well, maybe Fisher perhaps just a touch in front.
There's the knock on.
But Fisher's not involved with it. Good work by Sarginson. It may have been a touch forward, but they can't go to that. Bailey, I don't think gets it down, or does he? Or does he? Yes, he does.
Or has he lost that?
Lost the ball.
Has he lost it? It's fingertip control again. No, he's lost it. Or has he? I don't know.
Well, your name isn't Ben Thaler, thank goodness.
Where are the defenders' arms, though, here, Eddie? Are they on the... I thought maybe they were pulling the arm away from the ball. Has it been cleared away from the... is it stripped, is the question I'm asking?
Well, if it's the arm, no. If it's the ball, yes, isn't it? I think he's lost that.
Well, it looks like it, but I tell you what, I think that is a Rovers hat that's on it now, and
they'll bring whatever happens, won't they bring it back?
Yes,
to the scrum down for the original knock-on.
Yes, that was the advantage. If it was a knock-on, then the advantage would be played. That's correct. Here's one for if he doesn't knock it forward, has he got downward? Even if he loses it, is there downward pressure? So I don't know. I think it's going to be hard pressed to give that.
I agree with you,
Well,
Sean.
Ben
with his
Taylor's
left
having a
hand.
really good look at it.
You mean with the left hand then later, so if it's
Yes.
lost and rolls backwards.
Lost and rolls back. He's there still
and then
down with
his
pressure
left
on the
hand,
ball.
Yeah.
Well, that ball has got nothing much
Well,
on it.
there's a set of fingers on it now.
I think that belongs to the defender there.
Yep. I'd have to agree with you, Eddie. So this may be turned down.
But it will come back, if it is no try, to the scrum, won't it?
I think on that angle he's going to give it.
Yeah, there's a few pinkies on that. This should be interesting. Ben Thaler, what do you say?
I thought that was on for the defender. Let's see. The fight back is on. The nerves are frayed in red and white. Chris Bailey, that must have been benefit of the doubt. It must have been nothing else. It didn't come up on the screen, but it must have been benefit of the doubt.
I disagree with you, Eddie, because there were some pinkies on it at the end. Gower puts the kick in. Now, this guy, an amazing first 40 minutes, and he has just turned from hero to villain. Bailey in and out, and in slow motion, it has been given. Come on, where's those pinkies? There it is. It was a split second, and Ben Thaler has set the ground alight.
And I think, looking at that again, that were Greg Egan's fingers. Anyway, the try is given. Can Witt add the extras? You know he can. Oh dear. 18 to London Broncos, 30 to Hull Kingston Rovers. Don't let us see Craig Sandercock. Oh dear, we do.
Well,
He will be worried sick.
Yeah, against Salford, I suggested that they wouldn't go past the Humber Bridge because he might throw himself off it. Well, there's plenty in London. London Bridge, Tower Bridge, you take them all, Waterloo, they're all there for him. And there's the fingertips that has convinced Ben Thaler and has made this game open yet again. Boy.
Well, Ben Thaler says that on the look at that picture you've just seen there were hands on the ball, and the ball is grounded there. The hands on the top.
So we did see it, Eddie.
Well, those fingers belong to somebody, but whether they were belonging to Chris Bailey, Ben Thaler says they were, and it's all now a matter of argument. And the Broncos are on the front foot.
But you have to make it pay when you have possession. The Broncos have had it. They've put some points on the board. Now, at the end of this year, we'll see another kick, I guess, whether they contest it or whether they just look to really intensely put their opponents under pressure. Here's a fifth play, sixth play coming up.
Gower with the kick again. Again, it's allowed to bounce, and it bounces horribly, but Eden takes control of it this time. Well, it was Alex Brown who was catching the headlines up the other end in the first half, and that mess that has gifted London their second try this second half.
And what we should see as a consequence of that, Eddie, we should see a little more steel and intensity in the London defence. Because they've had the ball for so long and Hull KR had to do a lot of defending, again, you expect Hull KR now to just clamber up a little bit, lose a little bit of shape, and see some more defensive efforts, greater defensive efforts from this London Broncos side.
And Dobson with the kick into the corner. Was it? No, it will turn Luke Dawn around. Will this ball go dead? Yes, it will. There's far too much weight behind it. And here comes the proof that Ben Thaler has got this right. That's the hand that he says belongs to Chris Bailey.
Yeah, the well-manicured nails.
Well, that must have been it then. That must have been the reason why he gave it, because they were well manicured.
Yeah, they're just
Did they not manicure the nails up in East Yorkshire, Steve-O?
Yep.
Listen, as far as we are concerned, it's a game. The game is on.
Never mind East Yorkshire, all of Yorkshire. Well, this is a great fight back. Okay, a couple of errors in indecision because we've seen from the winger Alex Brown. And this is a golden opportunity now. And the likes of Michael Witt, Craig Gower, they say, hey, come on.
Gower off the outside of the boot. Finds the ground again. Bounces to David Hodgson.
Do you know, you'd have hoped if you're a London supporter that your players here now, desperate to get back in this game, would have run with a little bit more enthusiasm there to put Hodgson under pressure. I mean, he very easily made 10 metres from picking up the ball, maybe 15. There wasn't any real pressure put on him when that kick came up. And, you know, I know London have done better here with the stats in the second half, and the key indicators suggest they've got close here now. Probably caught up with all the possession and the play that they've done in this second 40-minute period. But they will have to improve defensively if they want to claim back the next 12 points.
Well, rugby league is a game of territory, and it was all Hull Kingston Rovers in that first half. The balance of power has switched a little bit now, and Alex Brown fancies another run at the ball. Pulled on his backside by Colbon, and a great tackle round the ankles by Sarginson.
And that'll lift them even further. It's a high one from Dobson. They've got to go for it. Committing. What a take there.
Corey Patterson, high shot.
That's a high shot. It's got to be a penalty.
He'll bring it back in a minute, will he? Well, he's allowing an advantage here.
Yeah,
he's allowing an advantage. When's the advantage over? Eden stabs the ball through. He'll bring it back now for the penalty.
Yeah.
Would you kick a goal, Mike?
No.
No.
I think you might. I think if you're Hull KR, you
love
might.
a 1 point, but not a 2 point.
I would. Listen, they haven't been down here. All they want to do is just take the tap. The 2 points, they don't want to give any momentum to the opposition.
I think they'll take the 2.
Oh, they are going for it. Don't worry about that, but
Well,
I don't think I would.
With a 12-point lead to take you out to 14 points, and you've been under enormous pressure, I think this is the right decision.
Well, he's feeling the jaw. He got a clatter round the chops, did Corey Patterson.
Is that a big game, though,
The
this
trainer
guy?
says, just pats him on the shoulder, says, go on, you're all right, get on with it.
Yeah, it's only one side of the jaw on the neck. You've got the other side.
Dan Sarginson just a little high. So Dobson, just to, I would think, settle and steady the ship down here. Just mean that the London Broncos, who are within 2 scores, now go, if he kicks this, go to 3 scores away. And he does.
And either way, you get the ball back. Doesn't matter. If he kicks it, you've got the bonus of the 2 points. You're going to receive a kick-off. If he was happen to miss it, which he never does, those sort of kicks, you're going to get the ball back from a 20-metre.
And all that again came from the high kick from Michael Dobson, which London weren't quite capable of dealing with. It's been a feature of this match, hasn't it? When the Rovers have put up that high kick, London haven't dealt with it well enough, and it's cost them tonight.
Interesting positional change, Eddie, here too. Notice that Liam Colbin is now on Alex Brown. So they've moved Liam Colbin onto the left wing and put Kieran Dixon across to the right wing.
And it was a big hit from Colbon, wasn't it, that put Brown on his backside.
It was a beauty.
It was good tackling low down by Sarginson, but Colbon stood his ground and bang, down he went.
Yeah, and it's a good move by Tony Ray. Look at this. Bang. Yes. Good stuff.
Patterson again. He's a destructive runner, isn't he?
And then Brown got all over him. Took a while for the official to blow the whistle. Got that in the end. Now then, can we finish with another flourish from the home side?
Gower looking to do that. Short ball to Colbon. And Hull KR trying to get him down to the ground. This will be good for Craig Sandercock if they can hang on here, because the tackling here at the minute, although not there, like their lives depend on it. They'll have to defend here because this is Dixon. And Kieran Dixon, low centre of gravity, but he's held up just over the line, so it'll go back and the tackle count will continue.
Well, Chris Bailey is lurking out on this left-hand side.
It's Michael Witt again. A drive in by Tony Clubb.
Gower to Bailey. That's going to be a penalty.
Oh, he's given a knock on. He's given a knock on and the ball went backwards, didn't it? I suppose it's a loose carry in his view.
I just thought you lost it. The momentum's still going back.
Well, either way,
The ball's gone back, hasn't
how
it?
can that be a knock on?
It's a loose carry, isn't it? That's what he's given.
Yeah, but it's supposed to, if it goes backwards, it's not a knock on. What's this?
Is it possible? I think the referee may have called held, though. If he's called held, then the tackle is complete. Therefore, it's a lost ball in the tackle, isn't it? It's lost it. He's lost possession. He's lost control.
Well, whatever it is, he needs a bit of that. He needs a bit of rag to clean his eye up.
Well, that's baffled me slightly for the official to have come up with that result.
Well, if he has, as Sean has said, Steve, if he's called held and then he's lost the ball, it's a loose carry.
I don't necessarily agree with that decision, by the way. I think it's a penalty, so I think there's hands in there. But if he's called held and then he said you've lost the ball, then this is the right decision.
Well, that's the way he's seen it, isn't it? Obviously. So what are we now? A minute and a half away from the end of the match, and Hull KR will be delighted to be going home with the 2 points in the bag. They're in the top 8 now, and you're right, Phil, with all the adversity they faced at the start of the season, players out suspended that they brought with them from Australia, injuries galore, solid enough will be the verdict after 6 rounds for Craig Sandercock.
Well, they can score points, but they need to start preventing their opponents from scoring them, don't they? Michael Dobson's looked good. His kicks, really, I think, have probably been the biggest difference. There's a 20-point margin on the scoreboard, but I don't think there is a 20 points difference between these two teams tonight. Don't forget that interception try that Welham scored. That seemed to be a tipping point in the game midway through the first half. Really, from then on, I suppose the dominance that Hull Kingston Rovers had a lot more of the ball, and they've used it very well.
Yeah, you're right, and it was only 8-6 to Hull KR when that interception try came about. So maybe that was the game changer. Well, 30 seconds remaining.
Also, Eddie, you've got to take into account, you know, when you're going at half-time, 30 points to 6 down is going to be difficult. And he knows this, Tony Ray. It was a good fight back. Dixon and Bailey scored after the restart.
Yeah, they had a dig, didn't they, starting the second half?
Yeah.
They did.
But it was completely lost in that first 40 minutes, and they know it. And mainly brought about by the wonderful talent of Alex Brown.
Yes, three great tries from him in the first half hat-trick. Now then, this is Sargentson again. Impressed with Sargentson and the raw talent of Dixon. It's all over. Travis Burns and young Sargentson having a little bit of an altercation. Craig Sandercock and the travelling Hull Kingston Rovers supporters will be delighted. They beat Warrington last week. They've beaten London Broncos this week. And let's hear what John Wells made of it all in the second half.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, the Broncos given an early opportunity to reduce that painful half-time deficit. 2 repeat sets, the first courtesy of some in-goal madness from Greg Eden. Lord only knows what he's trying to do here. I mean, he's obviously trying to find Alex Brown, but really didn't need to be done given the commanding situation they were in. The second heard through some hard-earned, organised Broncos attack, but they only took advantage here when Chris Bailey broke, and some fantastic finishing here from Kieran Dixon. Alex Brown doing his best Gordon Tallis impression there, celebrating the signing of that new contract with a special finish in the corner. And then another stride on the fight-back trail from the Broncos. Gower with the kick, and a little uncertainty shown here from Brown over where he was on the field, perhaps. That needed tidying up, perhaps on the full. Sargentson first to the ball, the pass over the outside to Bailey, and then we're going to show you the actual frame on which the video referee Ben Thaler gave this as a try. We've annotated that for you there. That's Bailey.